hard to say, oh, who's going to win or get through the group, because it's all invited players, right?
Yeah.
So, it's going to be pretty tough for everyone as we go into game number 1. Senfglas on the Mage, one of my favorite cards from the expansion.
Big Mage.
Big Mage.
Big Mage. And that's actually a really good hand. There aren't really many early cards in Big Mage at all.
Yeah.
So having Raven into a 3-drop is great.
Yeah, I was going to say the Tar Creeper probably not the best against what appears to be from Eloise a control Warlock anyway. So you don't really need Tar Creeper too often. But yeah, just having the draw available, having the Raven familiar. And I do know that these builds of Big Mage are very interesting to me. I know, at least, I'm not sure about you, Gara, but I know you've been playing some Big Mage, and a lot of players have been bringing this deck and just messing with it in general. So the builds are pretty cool. I'm looking forward to what Senfglas has brought.
Yeah, I was playing a lot of Deck of Wonders in the deck for the memes. But,
of course you were.
Kind of decided that's probably not best anymore. Yeah. But this is quite an interesting matchup.
Oh wait, did Raven Familiar failed, right? Can I...
Whoop. Yeah, you can.
Oh, Dragon's Fury versus Cypher.
Never lucky.
No, lucky. That is a
top-notch spectating.
There's a creeper in Control Warlock.
This matchup is actually very interesting. There's like a lot of things both players can do. Like you can misplay in a lot of cases.
Oh yeah,
I think it's slightly favored for the Warlock. Like once the Warlock uses the Death Knight, the Mage can really struggle to deal with that hero power. And the Warlock doesn't actually have to play any minions, so the Mage Death Knight can it can be really difficult to actually get water elementals in the first place.
Yeah, I think for me as well, it really does depend on the build. We see Dragon Caller Alana there in Senfglas' hand now. I love that card so much, but it gets almost like a game of chicken to a certain extent, because Eloise will have to hold the Nether, or at least one, to deal with the Dragon Caller, right? You cannot just be hit for, an obscene amount of damage by all those 5/5 she summons.
Have you
it gets a little bit risky.
Nether from Eloise? A lot of lists don't play Nether.
I've not seen it yet. No, we've not seen the Warlock. So I'm just saying in general,
yeah,
you kind of need some kind of board clear for the Dragon.
Yeah, like especially if she doesn't run Nether. So she has to save like a combination of cards with Hellfire
Defile, so on, so on. Even maybe Dreadlords can help out. But also, what do you think of this, actually? In this matchup, I feel it often goes to Fatigue, depending on build.
Yeah, probably.
But, Senfglas has 2 Acolytes, has chosen to get one and Ping. So it looks like Senfglas is okay being the overall aggressor, I would say, in this matchup.
I mean, generally it's kind of hard for the Mage to actually apply pressure. You have Alana, you have the Death Knight, you have generally Medivh, and some of them are playing the 6-drop, the Spiteful Summoner.
Yes.
But other than that, that's pretty much it.
I mean, like I play a lot of Control Mage, and the decay from Mage loses to the Warlock decay, and that is like a very big problem for the Mage. So what you are trying to do is like you try to find your decay as fast as possible. This is where you draw, and as soon as you have the decay drawn, you stop drawing cards. Then you're trying to outvalue the Warlock and pressure him with the Water Elementals.
I think Medivh's super important as well, because you need to try and play Medivh and then just put on enough minion pressure, right? And obviously that depends on what minions you get from the Atiyesh, but you don't want to go too heavy, because then Warlock is pretty much king of clear at the moment, at least. So.
Also, it's very important to find the sheeps for the Void Lords before the cooldown comes down.
There are lists that aren't going to polymorph, to be fair.
It gets so much harder if you don't run the sheeps.
Also, Rin can be a factor as well. If you don't run polymorph, then you can't really deal with Rin unless you get a tome that gives you one.
Yeah, it's interesting, because in the big spell mage, generally people just play spells that are 5 mana or more. But you can play, there are some really good spells that are cheaper than that. Like Polymorph can be super important, because you're playing Doomsayers, Frost Nova can also be insane. So it's really interesting. Like,
this is my favorite card of the set, by the way. This card is so cool. The O card.
What, Corridor Creeper?
No, screw that
card. 5/5?
Wow, Gara jumping on the bandwagon. Corridor Creeper.
No.
Best card to set.
Fuck that card. Like the O card is so cool. You can play him in so many different decks.
Yeah.
Dragon's Fury. Probably best card in the deck overall in Mage, I feel. Pretty much makes this deck work.
Yeah, it's really insane.
Follow with the Doomsayer as well.
Also, the animation is so cool with the dragon.
Yeah, the Doomsayer is going to allow probably the Medivh to be played on empty board, which is really huge for Senfglas in terms of applying pressure.
Yeah, not only do you have the pressure from the Atiyesh, but you actually have a 7/7 on the board, which is pretty nice just to push damage. Bear in mind, Eloise is on 17, so not really, close to any form of lethal, as these mages often don't play too many burn spells.
Yeah.
But still, 1-2 more taps. You've got to be looking for those Dark Packs or something to just heal back up again.
It's, by the way, a bit weird to run O-Card and Stonehill Defender in the same deck.
Yeah,
usually you try to...
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
you just want to pull a Tar Creeper, you know, an
Or the
X, and then you know you Rain or you Void Lords or whatever.
Or the 5 mana elemental, because he also has 1 attack. The 5 mana Tar Creeper.
Yeah, Tar Mima.
Tar Mimar, yeah.
That's the one. Yeah.
Jackie knows all these cards.
Yeah, I know the memes. But yeah, the big mage don't tend to run much burn at all, like you were saying, but I've seen 1 or 2 playing a Pyroblast.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big spell.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if Senfglas is playing it or not. We'll probably find out at some point.
Yeah, I think in this matchup as well, you really, I imagine Tome is being played. And that opens up the possibilities, right? Opens up kind of like Pandora's box in terms of what the mage can and can't do. So once you see a Tome as the Warlock, you think, oh, okay, well, this could just be double Fireball or something.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Then the game gets a little bit trickier.
This is looking good for Zen.
Yeah,
Eloise hasn't really got much done this game, to be honest.
No, not yet. I mean, what's she going to do here? She could siphon this. She could coin out the O-card.
Yeah, I wonder if you ever do just coin O-card.
I think O-card's probably better than siphon here. Like, the Medivh's with the Atiash is probably going to create a lot more big minions, so there's going to be a lot of siphon targets.
And I think, like, if you siphon, well, you're just saying, okay, well, then you play a big spell and summon another minion from Atiash. Like, when do I play O-card, right?
Yeah.
You're always going to be in the same position. You presume it at least.
Yeah, no, I think this is the O-card turn. We'll have to see if
Yeah,
she
and
gets
she's
it.
also utilizing the coin. Like,
Yeah. Well, the coin runs out of, sort of loses its power as the game goes on, right? In most decks. Maybe not in, you know, Raza Priest.
Oh, that is a huge draw.
oh
for
my god, this is
Senfglas.
so good. Like,
Like,
having the
Jaina
Medivh on
on
8
9.
and Jaina, best
Yeah.
grill, by the way, on 9.
Best girl, by the way.
Fear
GG's.
those who wield it. There we go. And there's a Water Elemental, and suddenly this Water Elemental is a problem because as soon as there's one, and now Eloise is playing minions into this.
Ta 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 ta.
Guess what? That is a 2-1, which means a very easy ping target.
Yeah.
That's actually so bad. Like the 1-4 and the 2-1. They do nothing.
Was there ever consideration to just siphon there? Siphon pass?
Yeah.
It's tough because
It's
Class
tough,
is
though.
so far ahead in terms of how the game's been played out. But I feel like whenever you just play minions versus mage, they can always make the numbers add up to a ping target, which
Yeah, it's
just
not
generates
difficult.
one more elemental. And as you said, we've not seen Twisting yet.
Maybe
Twisting's
she's
a big deal.
maybe she's trying to thin out the deck to find Gul'dan. It's like you feel way more comfortable
Yeah.
with having Gul'dan in your hand.
And let's bear in mind, you know, the elementals, although they're not going to gain any heal because Jaina's and Senfglas is already on full health, which means they still have to punch through a Void Lord, right? So it's not like Eloise is getting direct face pressure.
I mean, these are like very difficult turns and have definitely a big impact on the outcome of the game.
Yeah, this gets really tricky.
Yeah, like Control Warlock's become super popular, but I'm actually really happy it's become so popular. Like, it's a really fun deck to play, really fun deck to watch, and it's really difficult at times.
And there's also the cube lock. I spoke to a few players, and they're like, yeah, this deck's potentially very powerful, but also very difficult to play well. So I'm looking forward to seeing the evolution of Warlock throughout this expansion.
Looks like we're going to be seeing Defile.
Yeah, need to get rid of the board.
Probably a 0-mana 5/5.
Probably. It's always there.
A 1-mana 5/5.
I could just play the second Defile. Just kill off the Void Lord.
Eloise still has a coin in hand. Would you ever consider coin tap there if you are really trying to find
She
a deadline?
also, like, she didn't tap last turn where she had 2 additional mana, so she's like purposely not tapping.
I guess that means she's going for fatigue.
But she did play the O card, so she's trying to like balance going for fatigue and not going for fatigue.
I wonder whether you ever... It does sound crazy to say we Defile, but it scares me that you've just given Senfglas a ping target.
Like,
instantly.
you're 100% correct, right? If you compare it, like, you have to kill the water elemental afterwards. And like, what kind of resources do you have to use in comparison, like, for killing the water elemental comparing to just defile your own?
Well, also with Hellfire gone as well, you're running out of ways to create those numbers for Defile to add up, right? That's my worry. Like,
Yeah.
suddenly the Siphon and the Primordial Drake, and the Spellstones, I guess, but you're really running low on ways to create good Defiles. So there's one more Water Elemental. The Tyrant hits the board as well. And Senfglas still looking pretty safe.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Sem's actually got 14 cards left in his deck, and Eloise only has 9, so Senf is actually ahead in terms of fatigue right
Very
now,
ahead.
which is, I'm quite surprised. It's mainly the O card. The O card has a massive impact on that.
What's kind of crazy is like not only ahead, but like one card is a significant
Yeah.
advantage in the
Yeah.
fatigue matchups. Never mind, what we on? What did you say? 9 and 45 card difference.
Yeah, it's actually crazy.
That's massive.
Because normally it's fairly similar, and then the Warlock Death Knight can just really give the Warlock an edge. But Eloise hasn't even drawn it yet, so she's in a really tough spot right now.
That's what I mean. Usually you just have to draw till you find the decay, because the decay could be somewhere in the bottom, and like you can't fight a Death Knight usually without your own Death Knight.
And again, I mean, I don't know Eloise's deck, of course, but we've still not seen twist-ins, and we see Drakes, which aren't common in Warlocks.
Yeah, she got it from the Stone Hero.
Oh, sorry, we got it from Stone. Okay. Rewind that point. Rank 25 caster, it's fine. But we've not seen twist-ins or Gul'dan yet, and either this is just a horrible draw game for Eloise, not drawing those key tools, but very soon it's going to be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, I don't know, like the no tapping game plan doesn't clearly work. She's like already behind in fatigue. Like she's losing fatigue. It doesn't
I
matter.
think you can no tap if you have Gul'dan.
Yeah, but she's losing fatigue by like 8 cards, or what was it?
Oh,
That's crazy.
Oh, Eloise with a quick look to the sky, Senfglas with a smile and a nod.
Memes! Oh my god, I love it.
This is one of those games that you could judge who's winning just by looking at the cameras. You don't need to actually see the game board. You could be like, well, one's smiling and one's upset.
That is actually insane. I mean, to be fair, Eloise doesn't actually have much of a deck left, so I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference at this point.
I think the mage generating minions for free makes a lot of difference.
Yeah,
I think
true.
everyone really undervalues the fact that you gain 7 minions that aren't in your deck that you can play. It doesn't matter that they're small. Well, they get bigger, but because look at this deck. The mage deck is all control, but in this circumstance, well, guess what? Generating minions for nothing is pretty good. Lich King though,
Pretty good draw, yeah.
There's
unless
some
it's Army of
cards.
the Dead. You're like, no, don't give me Army of the Dead.
Yeah, that is...
Yeah, that's not going to help either.
Man, there's like some cards you shouldn't be getting from random outcomes. Kind of like Rin.
Nah, it's great, man. This is true Hearthstone.
It's like a win condition. You can't just.
That's great, man. It's great.
Oh, God. Oh, wow. Even the Corridor Creeper BM from the Flame Strike.
Corridor Creeper.
Every deck plays Corridor Creeper.
In dungeons,
converse.
I go deeper.
Is there any way Eloise can actually win this?
In set reviews, I was asleep.
Carry on.
Minions dying makes me cheaper. You guessed it right. My name
Corridor
is
Creeper.
You guessed it right. I'm Gara. It's like, what?
Next level meme. That's actually also not so common anymore, the Despicable Dreadlords. Most people cut this card as well. Especially in the cube list.
I think it depends where you're going, right? Because from the lists I've seen, there's like cube is over to one side because you need to run a very set amount of very set card selection there. But then you see like full control lock, as in I will just never die warlock.
Yeah.
And then you also see a bit more demon heavy, with just the good demons, Dreadlord, Abyssal Enforcers, for example, because they are still just solid cards. It just depends what you actually want the deck to achieve.
Yeah, it's also a really nice one to get back from the Death Knight. Often if you've had 2 die, you can get all your demons on board and have a 2 damage AoE, which is a big
Helps
deal.
a lot with if Defiles, one of your last pushes to clear a board.
Yeah.
Oh, there's natural corridor.
It's everywhere. It's creeping.
Senfglas is like, so I play Medieval and Flame Strike in this deck so I can play more than 2 corridor creepers.
Well, the mage is now about to play some seals, it looks like.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, normally, in this position, you have very little to do as the mage because you're not under threats, and the whole deck is removing threats. But this is huge. You're just generating minions for free.
Yeah, and at this
You
point,
shouldn't be allowed this.
Eloise needs to be applying pressure so that Senfglas can't just complete the seals and get Azari, but there's literally nothing she can do with this hand.
Yeah, even the Doom Pact was like the worst outcome from the Lich King.
Well, that or Army of the Dead, right?
Yeah, both.
Army of the Dead can discard Gul'dan. That's the issue, right?
Yeah, you can use Doom Pact when you are in fatigue.
Because what's worse as well, we talk about Azari and killing the deck, but imagine just the demons up to the 6/6. Eloise can't deal with those.
Yeah.
Like, Only one Siphon.
She's also not running Nuzov because we haven't seen any Death Rattles. It would
we
only
haven't
be
actually,
Void Lords.
we've not seen any lackeys, right? So
No. So it would be only Void Lords, and I don't think that's...
there's Gul'dan at last.
Finally.
Eloise kind of wished he said hello a fair few turns ago, but at least there's something now. Eloise can start to try and formulate a plan.
So is she going to coil the 3-3 here and then maybe coin out the Tar Creep? Is that what she's thinking?
Also, only one Void Lord died so far, so it wouldn't even be like the most optimal Gul'dan.
No, but you'd imagine these Dreadlords are dying next turn. So 2 Dreadlords and 1 Void Lord, that's pretty beefy. And that's what I was saying about it depends how the decks are built, right?
Yeah.
Because Void Lords wouldn't put on any pressure versus Mage.
But it's still like a freaking Void Lord.
Yeah. I'm glad he said freaking there.
A freaking...
we are at SeatStory, but you can still calm down. First thing in the morning. You need to wake up. I say first thing in the morning. We literally didn't start the stream till the afternoon, so I'm wrong again. But
PJ 12.
yeah.
PJ 6. Like, what is Hearthstone? PJ 3 or something?
3+, yeah.
3 plus.
And we are professionals in this game.
You have to remember that it is a children's card game.
This baby's got...
that thing didn't come from just anywhere.
Okay. So is there literally any way Eloise can win? She obviously has the Death Knight, and the Warlock hero power is insane. Even in fatigue, you're getting a 6 health swing. If she could maybe deny Senfglas getting heal,
Well,
she could maybe.
Well, this
have a
Gul'dan's
chance.
decent.
Yeah,
It's actually decent. Like you said, the 2 damage or the damage anyway from the Dreadlord's going to help. And that's just a lot of demons. There are 2
a lot of Void Walkers.
Yeah, no Void Lord.
I always find it hilarious when you play the Death Knight, you just get 7 Void Walkers. Oh, Arcane Tyrant.
Yeah, that was a...
Just give an update. 3 cards versus 9, so 3 times.
Yeah.
That was an awfully anticlimactic...
Oh, look at
Gul'dan.
the power of this deck. It's absurd.
Hook chain.
You just played your 10 mana Death Knight, re-summon all you did 5 mana dead. Get wrecked. And the seal. Look how important these seals are. It's pressure that Senf just shouldn't be allowed.
This is insane. Whole massive whole board clear while putting 11/11 worth of stats on the board. That's
Does look like
really
Eloise is
insane.
playing more of a mid-range Warlock. I don't want to call it too mid-range, but Bone Mares and the Dreadlords are definitely way more aggressive than a lot of the lists we've seen so far in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely been a bit unlucky with the way she's drawn, because like Bone Mares and the Death Knight are probably her best cards in terms of applying pressure against the mage, and they've just been right at the bottom.
Well, Bone Mares push you over the vital 7 damage, right? Because the Dragon's Fury can hit for 7 normally as a max.
Yeah.
So the Bone Mares can help push minions higher than that. But yeah, this is... I mean, yeah, Tarlord Bone Mare, go. You actually just need hero power every turn, I think. For
Yeah, I
Eloise
think the
as
only
well.
way Eloise would ever win is hero powering face every turn. She needs to survive 10 turns.
And there's still Mr. Arcane Artificer in the hand, and there's probably 2, so there's going to be another in the deck as well.
Like,
It's a lot of armor.
how is he gonna kill Alana? Probably like with Doompire. Oh.
I think the question is, how is Alana going to kill her? And that's called multiple dragons to face.
I mean, this makes sense because you're expecting a
I
Zara
mean-
next turn.
You've got no
That's fine.
game, right?
Yeah,
You've got no
exactly.
game if you don't clear this board. Everything you play dies, so you may as well just wipe and go for it.
And now does Senfglas even play Azari? I mean, you have Alana, right? Alana's pretty huge. There we go.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And that should be that.
them dragons.
Damn dragons.
Yeah. Now she realized, whoops,
Yep.
it's my only board clear that I had left.
Like I said, a lot of the time it becomes a weird game of chicken as to who needs to play what first.
Honestly, if you don't play a lot against big mage, that you just
You just
forget
don't know.
about.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just
you
forget about the Alana sometimes.
Oh, it's such a fun deck, man. Big Mage is great.
Well, what's nuts about it as well is you can play like a weird or varying number of threats in Big Mage as well. There are some builds that you know, play almost anything, you know, because you can get away with it because the deck's so like anti-aggressive. You just clear the board until late game, so you presume you can always get to that late game. So cards like Alana, which you would say are normally way too slow, actually just get the job done as a win condition. I mean, Rin obviously helped.
Sure. Yeah, I've seen some people playing Elise as well.
Yeah, sure, that's what I mean. Like, there's all sorts you can pop in the deck.
Especially in a priest band format, priest has like the greatest tools to deal with the Alana.
Well, that's where you dance between Psychic Scream, right?
Yeah.
And Anduin, of course.
And like Dragonfire Potion.
I hope you were joking, Gar.
I'm kidding.
Well, you never know, but that is going to be game 1 to Senfglas. Does take the win there with the mage.
Yeah, Eloise trying to work out a way if she could survive, but there was no way.
I think also just the way the decks are built really lent into that, because Eloise, by looks thing, is playing, like I said, a more mid-range, more minion-based, just aggressive control warlock, if those words even work together. Whereas if she was playing a bit slower, a slower list with more focus on, say, Rin, for example, or even the cube one with some kind of burst damage, be a little bit better than just plopping a minion on the board. That's what the mage wants to happen, right?
Yeah,
just play slow play minions, and they slow clear all the minions, and then game.
So what's she gonna queue into that?
It's like a La Druid.
A druid with N'Zoth.
Huh.
Is this big druid? Could this be a potential taunt druid with Hadronox?
Taunt druid.
Ironwood Golem.
Taunt
Questions
druid.
answered.
I like it. Question is this good against big spell mage? How does this get like end of the game?
I also played this deck a lot. It's just, the deck, we haven't seen any polymorphs, right? So that should be pretty damn good.
I don't think we've seen anything under 5, right? We've seen Dragon Furies, Meteors, Blizzards, Flame Strikes.
Wait, it is some variation of big druid.
Yeah, it's like a big taunty death rattle druid.
Perfect description.
It's a druid.
It has ramp, it has
taunty, ramp, jades. It has jades.
It has everything. Just druid things.
druid.
Oh, that's a good card. I put this in my deck.
I'm sure there's wild cards in there somewhere.
Oh, no.
Two jades already?
Going deep on jades. Eloise says, I'd love it if there's just like a random jade idol. It's like Miracle Druid. You just play the one idol.
Yeah. Oh, wow, what a draw.
It's pretty sweet. I actually have to remind myself, what does this bad boy do? Oh, it's the armor, right?
Yeah. So I'm assuming she's playing the 4-mana spell that pulls a minion out of your deck. She can pull the Ironwood Golem, she can pull the Tar Creeper.
Oaken Summon?
Oaken Summons, yeah, that's the one, and it gives you 6 armor as well as pulling the minion.
But is Oaken Summons in the deck? Like, this is...
I think it will be.
It feels weird not to.
Because Dragon Lord must be playing dragons, right? Like, what kind of dragons are in the deck?
Probably Deathwing, maybe
the
Primordial
Drakes, right? Yeah, Primordial Drakes. I think Oaken Summons is fine. It's a lot of the time it ends up being 4 mana, 6 armor, play a 3/6 that can attack.
I've seen some people playing Sleepy Dragons.
Yeah, it's because of the O card. It's kind of like Initial Rush. You pull an additional Initial Rush. It's really cool. But like the whole combination with N'Zoth is a bit weird.
You get 2 death.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what other death rattles she's got in the deck. Oh, there's one.
Yep, there's
Grizzled
one.
Guardian.
Dragon Lord is a pretty damn good death rattle.
It's a pretty big boy.
See, this is as well, because in case you guys don't know, this is some recruit 2 units that cost 4 or less. So this would summon these.
Just checking out what all the new Druid cards do.
Look, I'll be honest, right? Druid's a class I've not played yet in the expansion. I do know what it does, but I'm showing the viewers at home, guys. We're here to educate, not just to meme.
You look like Pavel now. It's like, oh, what does this card do?
Hey, look, at least I knew Rogue got secrets. Pavel was like, wait, what is this secret that's not green or purple?
That's not green or purple.
Or yellow, actually. Wait, what?
Oh, we're going to see a dragon.
This is exciting.
There we
go.
Whoa,
PogChamp.
One thing that is actually scary in this matchup as the Druid is you often have very little control over what's on the board.
Yeah.
So then Senf can just be like, well, Dragon Fury for 7,
Yeah.
and just wipe so much of the resources that Eloise has.
Oh my gosh, that might be what we're about to see as well.
There's so much value in this deck.
I'd be interesting because she's playing the Grizzled Guardians that pull
Alex.
4 or less mana minions. She's got the Tar Creepers, she's got the 3/6 Taunt. I wonder if there's any other minions that...
You don't want to put too many in though, right? Because you want reliable pulls.
Yeah.
Maybe we're going to see that tiger, Jade Tiger. I'm going to call it.
Oh,
That would
that'd
be
be
sick.
cool. That'd be cool.
Mill me now.
What I'm the most curious about is the 4-drops that she's playing. Usually you have to run a lot of 4-drops because of the Grizzlies and the 4-mana spell. That gives you 6 armor and
Oak something.
Yeah.
Oak somethings.
But she's playing such a top-heavy list, so maybe she's not having that many 4-drops.
Looks like Senfglas is thinking about going with Firelands Ball here instead of... Could have gone with the Dragon's Fury instead, taking out the Dragon Hatcher. Interesting.
She's probably not playing Oak Summons in this deck.
I'm going to ask a risky question. Do you ever leave the Dragon Dude up to pull more stuff onto the board to then try and clear over 2 turns? I guess you do that if you had Blizzard.
Yeah,
But-
I guess like
but
Blizzard
Senf
does
doesn't.
or something.
Yeah.
Oh! There it is! Jade Tiger. Do you know what that card
Oh, I
does,
love
Gary?
it.
Yeah, I play it all the time.
Oh, well,
It's like a
alright, alright,
like
Mr.
dude, it's a
Mr.
staple card in the
I
deck.
actually haven't played it yet.
What? It's a
Druid
staple
Master
card.
Gara.
It's a staple card. What?
It's a staple card.
Yeah, you have to play 2 of those.
In every Druid deck.
Oh,
right?
she has like Maya
Every
Keepers and
Druid.
Astrals and oh, that's so. Man, she has like a lot of cards in this deck.
Yeah, Senfglas really.
I'm gonna get
Whoa.
30 Gara. She has a lot of cards in this deck. I'm gonna go for a solid 30.
Blizzard is a
More than
huge
that.
draw here,
this
especially
is
combining
nuts.
with the 1-drop. Without the Blizzard, he probably would have had to go for a YOLO Dragon's Fury.
The best kind. This is actually super scary.
It's a pretty good anti-aggro deck. Wakun is awesome.
Is Eloise playing 35 cards in this deck? We don't know anymore.
No, I played this deck. You can't fit all these cards in the deck. What's going on?
Well, clearly you can.
Yeah, I mean, I
Master
think
Druid
she might be-
Gara's like, no, you can't do this.
She might be cutting things like Wrath and Swipe and these early removals.
Someone should check the deck list. Like,
I think she might not be playing Wrath and Swipe, which I really like.
Gara's trying to legitimately call for an admin to go and check the
like
deck.
how many cards are in
You
the deck?
physically cannot put more than 30 cards in a list, Gara.
It's like chillax. Look, she has like all the anti-aggros, but she has also like big druid in the deck.
She's not got all the answers.
Maybe
We
she-
haven't seen, we haven't
not
seen Spreading Plague
We've not
yet.
seen plague. We've not seen any removal.
No.
We've not seen any removal. Like as in spell based.
Oh yeah, no swipe, no,
No swipe,
rev.
no rev, yeah.
That must be in.
Yeah,
Do you even listen to me, Garrett?
what? Yeah, Gara is just a one-on-one.
Raven, you're so smart, man.
Yeah, I mean, I have cast this deck before.
Christ.
Hey, that's a wrap.
Oh,
Yeah, so Jackie was wrong, basically.
God damn it. Gara was wrong.
No, Raven was wrong. Jackie didn't say anything.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, Hearthstone.
So, there's no reason for Eloise to ever save Kuhn for armor. Senfglas doesn't play much burn, so we're probably going to see Kuhn here combined with something else.
What about just the 8-drop? I guess there aren't many
The
4s
Grizzly.
left, right?
I'm really wondering what else. There's going to be one more Astral Tiger and probably a second Maya. That's only the first Maya Keeper we've seen, so probably an Astral and a Maya Keeper is probably it.
The problem here that I feel Senf might have is this is effectively a infinite deck, right, from Eloise?
Yes.
Which means the mage's job of just outlasting your opponent doesn't really get the job done because
No.
you physically cannot outlast. So I actually like getting the bear down because you just want to get these 4-drop cycling, right? You just want them out of your hand. You want them to start doing their job because you know the tiger's going to come back.
Yeah, mainly you're trying to set up a good Nizov now.
Exactly, that's what I mean. You can just
Yeah.
start getting your overall battle plan going.
Yeah, I mean, Alana could be huge against Druid. Druid can really struggle to deal with it, but Eloise is just in such a powerful position here that Senfglas isn't even going to get a chance to play it.
Yeah. And yeah, what is very cool is that you literally can't fatigue with this deck. It's like very similar to Jade Druid with the idols. Like you're trying to summon like a lot of Astral Tigers and then play the Nizov, and then all these Astral Tigers die, and then you have like 6 or 7 Astral Tigers in your deck, and then you keep playing them, they keep dying, and you keep drawing them. So, and eventually the mage will just run out of removal cards.
Yeah, it's really hard to find a way that Senfglas can actually win this.
This Druid deck's pretty cool.
Maybe he has to kill the Dragon Lord and hope that Eloise doesn't have any dragons in hand. I mean, she's only got a Primordial Drake, which isn't too scary.
There should be a coolest deck award. We had that in some tournament in the past.
Going with the Dragon
I mean,
Lord, he
I'd
needs
win.
to hit
You've not
7
seen
on
my
this.
decks yet.
Whoa, misses the 7. And Senfglas is in a lot of trouble.
Oh, she only pulled one. Wait, so she's only running one Astral Tiger, right? We have only seen this
I
one.
guess just to not get milled.
Like you.
I mean, you generally you want to going to be pulling the taunts in the mid game. You only really want that for right at the end of the game.
So then, though, if somehow Senfglas can clear everything, then Nizov clear everything after Nizov, he's only going to be battling against a tiger in general. So the water elementals beat that. Not that it's too much of a problem now because Senfglas looks like he's about to take a little bit too much damage from this death.
A little bit too much.
And he doesn't know. Like he doesn't know what the dragons are in the deck, right?
Nope.
There could be like another Deathwing in the
It's
hand.
horrifying.
Yeah.
To try and kill, especially because there's no kill and Blizzard, right? You
Yeah.
can't like stall them out. Yeah, this might.
He's stressed out. Like how do you play against this?
Yeah. There's no
It's
way,
just
really.
a never-ending onslaught of big beasts and dragons. It's kind of scary, actually.
No, it was really interesting because at the start of the game, I was like, actually, Mage can just outvalue Druid and remove all their stuff, but then the Astral Tiger makes such a massive difference. There's no real.
And
way you
even
can
just,
beat that.
I think for me, the awkwardness of that Deathwing Dragonlord so early is a huge problem. Because, like you said, if you kill it, a lot of the removal without Blizzard just wipes the board. But then if the board gets refilled by the dragons, the Mage deck is in problems when there's just damage coming your way, right? All you want to do is... Ooh! Senf?
Evolve Shaman.
Shaman. I like casting with you, Jackie. You say it right.
Yes,
And you're a Shaman master.
Gary.
Shaman.
Garabas
Garabas
Shaman.
Shaman.
Garabas Shaman.
Join in the clan. Oh, there's an unstable evolution.
British English.
No, but me and Senfglas have been talking about Shaman a lot, actually. We both think the class seems pretty underrated right now. Like, Shaman is kind of seems to be dumped at the bottom
Do you
of the
still
pile.
feel like after your matches yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, my Shaman, my Shaman was pretty terrible, but hopefully Senfglas is going to do a bit
I
better.
think Shaman's pretty underrated. I went 0-3 with him, but yeah. I still think he's got some
God
work.
damn it.
Oh god, I just realised both of you struggled right with Shaman.
Yeah, Shaman didn't.
Oh, you
perform
played
so
Shaman as well?
Yeah, I
What's
didn't
Garabas
perform.
Shaman?
Control Shaman?
Yeah,
How'd it
didn't
go?
perform so well.
You played us up?
Yeah, no, Nuzop, but with.
Okay, I think the key question is, did any of you win with it?
Yeah, we both suck.
No, I didn't win a game. Did you win a
No, I
game?
didn't win a game.
Oh, I didn't win a game. If it's unlucky.
Okay, well,
Raven, you
again,
have to you have to carry on.
Shaman
the,
sucks confirmed.
that's
The
funny.
torch, the Shaman torch.
There's literally me and Senf left.
Mate, Senf is going to carry Shaman, I believe. There's a Corridor Creeper, which is a fantastic evolve target.
All he has to do is draw Bloodlust.
And he has a Nutty Evolve in hand as well.
Yeah, and we didn't see we haven't seen swipes in
Yeah,
Eloise
no
instead,
swipe.
or Spreading Plague. So Eloise could actually really struggle to deal with a wide board. Obviously has the Primordial Drake. Probably needs to try and get that down here. Probably nourish, like Hero Power the Mana Tide and set up for the Drake next turn, maybe.
That's actually such a cool list.
Garrett's like,
So there's no card uncartable.
great, got yeah, so that's all Garrett's thinking. That's what's going on. in his
It's
head.
so good.
It's going to be interesting here to see if Senfglas is going to try and play around the Primordial Drake by maybe using some kind of evolve stuff, because it's kind of obvious that that's what she's saying.
You could just spam the unlimited evolves between the two drops, right? Well, the two drops and the Mana Tide.
Yeah. I quite like it, actually.
Unstable evolution, just keep bouncing them across,
he's-
depending on what you get.
He's got 2 in hand.
Just make sure they have more than 2 health. And stop once they hit 2.
I mean, he's probably going to get a 0 mana Corridor Creeper next turn.
Yeah, he wants. I'm pretty sure he wants to wait with the wolf, right?
No,
Yeah.
At least with
no,
one.
You can use unstable though, right? Unstable, the 2 drops and the 3 drops.
I mean,
until
actually,
they
maybe
get more than...
maybe he wants them to die because the Corridor Creeper will be 0
Yeah.
mana. Next turn he can go Doppelgangster Corridor Creeper Evolve.
Well, I like this because you potentially leave more stuff on the board. Then next turn you play Creeper,
He
Creeper
just
Doppel Evolve.
he just has like evolves to spare, right? He has the
No, that's
double
what I'm
against the
saying.
wolf. He
Yeah,
has like the
yeah.
corridor
So what you do
creeper
is you want to make as many targets as
Yeah.
possible live through the Drake. So then your next turn,
Wow.
you Doppel Corridor Creeper Evolve.
There's a lot of
which is
2/3s.
insane.
This is so good.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Interesting, Street Trickster.
Oh, nice.
Okay, yes.
Nice. I mean, that survives.
Yeah, and now Primordial Drake looks a lot less appealing.
The only thing here is,
Kills 2
by
minions.
not going for the totems as well, and leaving only the 1/1/1 alive in the thing, that's only 2 kills, which means there isn't going to be Corridor Creeper as well. But there isn't room now to do it anyway. I thought it was going to go for the totems to try and make them a bit bigger, and then go for the Doppel Evolve next turn.
I mean, we're probably just going to see Doppel Evolve here, right? Trade the Friendly Bartender off Doppel Evolve.
Yeah.
Oh, or not.
Wait, what
Interesting.
card is
Like-
that? I didn't see it. Oh, it's Flame Tongue.
Yeah.
Your double evolve seems pretty nasty, but you can also just go corridor creeper and
Sure.
unstable.
Did you ever evolve? Don't.
Wow. Okay.
Like you have so many
Ah.
evolves, you can do whatever you want.
You can.
You can go for both evolves.
And he's probably going to evolve now,
You can
right?
go for all 3 evolves.
all 3
Or
evolves.
just try and evolve into like 4 10s onto the board somehow. It's like, yeah, I'm just going to keep pressing evolve. No point going for all of them since you...
You can save 1 evolve for the next game even.
for the next...
The next game.
Okay, let's see.
That is not particularly great. Boogie Monster,
Ooh.
though. Love a bit of Boogie Monster action. Eloise could go with the O card here. Pull a Dragon Hatcher, which is also going to pull a Dragon as well. Pull a Tar Creeper. No?
What is she?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
she's
that's-
giving me the Kun as well. Makes sense.
Yeah, well, stuff's gonna die. That's the
Yeah.
problem, right?
Yeah.
If you get an extra 7/7 because of the Boogie Monster.
Wow,
Oh,
sick.
the Grizzled Guardian is huge. Pulling Dragon Lord as well. Wow, this game is insane.
Eloise is
Welcome
like,
to Hearthstone of 2017.
Eloise is like, well, that's a pretty little board you got over there with that Evolve. Look at mine. I don't even need Evolve. I just play all these big stuff.
Look at my turn A turn.
And Senf needs to be worried about Eloise having lethal almost.
That Senfglas face. He's like, "Whoa. I was winning. What happened?
Yo, Eloise's deck is insane. I love it.
Yeah, it's so sick.
Okay, so he's going to trade a few things off here.
Now you just need a cheeky Savage Roar out of nowhere, and then you're just like, game, done, finished.
What about a normal Savage Roar? Why does it have to be cheeky?
Because it shouldn't be in the deck. That's why it's cheeky.
Cheeky Savage Roar. I would imagine he's going to kill both the Dark Reapers here and go with the double evolve.
Senf needs to do something pretty big.
Yeah.
Because again, the Deathwing Dragonlord is just scary. Not so much now because it's Death Rattle, because it just hits for 12. It's just a lot of damage.
Yep. Here we go. It's got to be big.
Does have 2 goes at it though? Oh no, sorry. He only has 1 evolve.
Well, it wasn't particularly
What?
big. He got a taunt. That's, no. Not really. Not really what he was looking for.
Not so crazy.
Oh god, there's even just ultimate infestation to kill the tool.
Eloise is like, I like my board more.
She's even got the Dragon Hatcher still alive. So I can pull another Dragon.
Wait, this is 1 off lethal, right?
It's very close.
It's 29 for sure.
It's
29 for sure.
It's 24. It is 29 for sure, yeah.
Caster maths. For once, correct.
Yeah, quick maths.
Yeah, I don't think the song would sound as good if it was 12 plus 7 plus 3 plus 5 plus 2 plus 5 equals 29.
Quick maths.
Relatively average speed math. It's gonna have to trade, of course, Eloise, because she can't allow a potential, bloodlust or backswing from Senfglas.
Yeah.
She's in such a great position. She can almost close her eyes and do whatever she wants.
Yeah,
at
the
this
Evolved
point.
Shaman has no way of coming back when behind on board as well, so
Oh,
this should just be game at this point.
So yeah, I think Shaman's underrated. Right?
Oh, God damn it, man! I was hoping Shaman was going to represent, but never mind.
Shaman went like 0 and 15.
15. I believe Shaman has potential. I'm gonna make a good Shaman deck.
Dude, I'm
It's
gonna
happen.
make a good Shaman.
Yeah, okay, we'll do it
And
together.
then we will play against each other, so Shaman will get a win for sure.
Aha! Genius. That's getting stable.
Yeah.
Starting at such a low minions kind of row. 5 goes though.
5 goes to get.
Feels like a
nothing.
slot machine.
This one is for the
Just
fans.
keep cranking it.
Man, yeah.
This one is just
Get-
for the fans.
Get another Boogie Monster. Let's go.
What
Boogie.
actually needs
Feel
to
Boogie
even happen?
Monster.
I mean, that's an okay one.
That's pretty bad.
Nope.
Oh!
Oh, no, I realized the play.
Oh, wait, that's
Senfglas
actually-
is missing the play. He
That's-
needs to unstable evolution his class so it goes into a better class. So he needs to just keep trying until he hits priest or something. I don't know.
Getting was actually pretty good here.
Or like a game reset.
Yeah. Anything but this. It's okay.
PogChamp.
I mean, there's no way he's gonna win, but seems good.
Never say
Rip
never.
Astral Tiger.
Ooh, now I can play for the fatigue game.
He's only one. He's only one Yorkshire away from making a big comeback.
So Eloise actually
But does he
isn't
see
running
it?
Swipe or Spreading Plague. There is no Swipe and Spreading Plague. So
Well,
that's
have
actually
we
crazy.
seen all of Eloise's cards?
We've
We've
been
seen
pretty
most.
close.
We must have
We've
seen
been pretty
both.
close. Yeah.
I think it's reasonable to say at most she's running like 1 plague, maybe,
Yeah.
and we've just not seen it. But it does seem unlikely. Yeah, it looks like. I mean, you don't. She has a better spreading plague. She just plays 12-12.
Which is pretty crazy because this is one of the matchups where not running Plague and Swipe can really punish you, but she had the taunts and the ramp to survive.
Oh yeah.
It's apparently better to play 12-12.
Yeah, don't need plague if you can just play like 5 10 drops on turn 6.
works.
I mean, it was kind of a spreading plague.
Yeah, it was just bigger. It was just better. What's interesting though is you kind of have to wind it all back and say actually a no to the Oaken summons by looks of things. It's just reliant on the
yeah.
on the bears, right?
Yeah.
There we go, Eloise 2 1 in this matchup and 2-0 with this druid. Wow.
Taunty, Ramp,
Talk
Big Nazoth Druid coming
Taunty,
through.
Rampy Jade, something.
How do we call this druid?
Eloise druid.
Eloise Druid.
Eloise,
There you go.
Dragon,
Tiger.
Slayer,
It's got to have Tiger in there
Taunty
somewhere,
druid.
right? Tiger. Tiger Nazoth.
Eloise,
Tiger
the Shaman
Nazothi.
Slayer druid.
Shaman
How about
Slayer.
that?
Taunty.
Well, I mean, everyone's a Shaman Slayer.
Everyone's
at this
a
point,
Shaman
yeah.
Slayer.
Anyone who's played the game is probably a Shaman Slayer at this point.
Druid Mirror.
Shaman Slayer druid.
And I believe Senfglas is playing Jade Druid.
Senf has got a good.
And that is a lot of a lot of cards that say gain mana crystals, which is generally what you're looking for when you're playing Druid.
I was like, oh, that hand is not so good.
On the other hand, Eloise's hand isn't great. And Senf's like,
I
how
need more
much
ramp.
I need more ramp.
The ramp a need when a ramper can ramp. And then the answer's all of it.
I just want him to draw all the Jade Blossoms, all the Biokeepers, and
He's like, why am I not playing Texas Hold'em?
Too bad.
Can we just call in?
I mean, at this point, Senfglas just really wants to draw something like UI. Like, he just wants to ramp, and then bam, and start going.
It's very similar to the Kaliseth scenario in Rogue, right? It's like Kaliseth's great, but if you have 0 follow-up, you can like end up whipping and it hurts.
Yeah.
But even more so with this, you spend so many cards ramping.
Generally, Big Druid, I think, is favored against Jade Druid, but Eloise's Big Druid is a slightly more defensive list.
Do we know Senf is playing Jades?
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
The old teammate knowledge.
Spoiler alert.
Well,
nice.
from my professional opinion, because I know for a fact it is true. Yes.
Yeah, no, he's staying in my room, Kappa Pride, so we had some discussion about it.
I wonder where my invite was, James. If I'm someone else, you could have just told me. I mean,
Well, that's not the best hand the world has ever seen.
Nope.
Yeah, Eloise, I like going for the draw here. All she needs is a ramp right now. That's all she needs. Oh, there is a spreading play.
Yo!
again, Eloise, today.
Oh, I'm a genius.
Yeah, you are a genius.
Or is it the best hand we've seen? Because yet again, Eloise is going to end up with Deathwing Dragonlord on the board, and then you're like, I dare you to kill it.
Oh, nice. Might keep a swipe, and we have the UI for next turn, and Senf can start going. I think it's Jade Druid anyway. We haven't seen any Jades yet.
It's pretty good to have Ultimate Infestation after like a Penta Ramp.
Yeah. Jackie's just working on the long con here. He's like, oh, it's Jade. Suddenly, it's just like OTK Druid out of nowhere. We're like, what?
Pretty good.
Yeah, we're going to see Jades.
It's pretty good to play.
That's a Jade.
Okay, that
card.
doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
Wait, what?
That
Jackie,
counts.
are you lying to us?
Okay, maybe this isn't Jade Druid.
Oh, I've been saying you two clearly have not been playing Hearthstone in that room.
It's been lying to me. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think Senfglas has been lying to me, man. Jesus Christ.
It's like the,
I'm hurt by this.
it's like
You just went full debate on here.
this is super next level. He's
Yeah.
like, Jackie is gonna betray me.
Yeah, he knew.
There we go.
Or is this just the one Jade Spirit he said
That's
I'm
the
going to
first-
put in his deck so when he's queuing it, he can show you the Jade Spirit?
It's the first time I've ever cheered to see Jade Druid in my life.
Yeah, Sam's going for a bit of a build I've not seen, although I'll confess I've not seen tons of Jade Druid this expansion. But yeah, with the Branching Pass, the Spellstone, now the Tyrants as well.
Yeah, and there are quite a lot of slow decks in the meta. We've got the Warlocks, we've got the Priests. So Jade Druid could potentially be really good.
This is so crazy, like his draw.
Yeah, Arcane Tyrant are obviously really strong in Druid right now.
Also, as well, not mentioning it, Eloise had a pretty big draw in the Grizzled Guardian because she didn't have any of the low drops, right? She barely had anything to play early on. So now at least the Grizzled Guardian will start to cycle for it if she deems she needs it next turn or whenever she does play it. She'll be able to pull some of those foot drops out.
Thinking about using the Spellstone?
What do you think of the Druid Spellstone?
I think it's really good.
I like it as well.
Where would you rank it in the Spellstone power rankings?
Spellstone power rankings. I mean,
Fourth?
I think kind of Warlock might be first, and then like Hunter. I mean,
Whoa.
Priest is
You
insane.
don't think
I would say
Okay,
Priest is first.
maybe. I mean, I hate priests. I'm just like.
Right, you can hate something and still accept it's strong.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Druid is definitely in kind of like the mid power
Yeah,
level,
yeah.
maybe 4 or 5, but 4 or 5 is still really good.
I think
like,
the Shaman
a
one's
one-
the strongest.
It's like a Holy Smite.
Shaman. If you compare the Shaman one with the Priest one, you just get sad.
Yeah, you get very sad. Very
It's like
quickly.
so unfair.
Yeah. Were you playing the Spellstone in your Shaman deck?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Good.
but I'm still sad.
Yeah, so am I.
Come on, Blizzard. Come on.
Hey,
Come on.
look. Look, we had enough aggro shaming days. That was like a year of my life casting aggro.
Come on, Raven.
Raven.
Come on, Raven. Step it up.
No.
So
You have to
Senfglas
represent.
going to go with the Death Knight here, obviously getting the Fandral value.
This is
Could have
really
potentially gone
nice.
with Jades. Could have gone like Aya Jade Spirit and got Jades on the way, but
I really like the poisons.
Yeah.
Look at this, like that bear. I'm not gonna lie to anyone. I didn't rate that bear when I saw it when it was released.
the 8 mana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought 8 mana, it just doesn't look good, does it? But one, it's not only pulled the 2 taunts out there for Eloise, but also just thin the deck, right?
Yeah.
It's just getting to the more important cards.
Senfglas still hasn't summoned a Jade.
He's like, well, I have a lot of good options here.
Maybe it doesn't need Jade.
They're all winning me the
Doesn't
game.
need Jade. Yeah. I mean, I think this is the turn where you start going Jade for Jades, right? Because if Eloise starts getting some big minions out, one way of dealing with them is trading your big Jades into them.
How do you generate them though? Do you just go Aya Spirit this turn?
You could do. I mean, do you really want to trade the Fandral off? Probably not. You could maybe trade the 4/2 in and swipe and play Aya. I quite like that.
Okay. I can see it. I can dig it.
You could also get your hero power in there somewhere.
I think you can also use the branching paths. You
What
make
do you think, like
Jades,
Jade Idol, then branching past to try
Yeah.
and buy?
and then you go Spellstone and trade one of the Scarabs in. One of them is 6, right? I think the one next to the idol is at 6.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to be going with it. His. Yeah. Yeah. This is really good actually.
Now we see the power of the Spellstone, right?
Yeah.
That's 1 mana.
Interesting that he's trading the
Okay.
taunts off instead of using his hero power to kill the Primordial Drake.
Wait.
Pushes more damage though.
It does push more damage, but you're protecting like your Fandral and stuff.
It pushes more damage, and also makes room on the board for these Jades, because these Jades need to go away to generate more, right?
That is true, but you could just trade them off. Like you're expecting Eloise to play something.
Yeah, what if she just has like 5, 10 UIs to go play something? Just turns into Spell Druid. You're like, what?
I mean, it's actually crazy. Even if Eloise with the Nazoth just brings back one of the 8-drop, that's already just really good value.
Yep. It's like a gigantic Sludge Belcher, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's actually kind of nuts. Sludge Belcher that just plays 2 taunts instead of summons a slime. It's insane. Problem is, Eloise is getting a little bit low. And we can see Swipe, and obviously the Malfurion hero power is available. That's 7 just from hand. Oh, and branching. Hang on. Is branching past the one where you can +1/+1?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Ah, well, I mean, that's just 4 damage already.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best thing about that card is the flexibility of it. You can use it to be aggressive, to draw, to save yourself for a few turns. It's actually a really cool card.
And there's the concede.
There's the concede.
Eloise's Druid finally goes down to Senfglas's what
Druid.
eventually was decided to be Jade Druid after much deliberation. Now Eloise only got 1 more deck left. I actually didn't check what her last deck is. I'm guessing Priest is banned.
She had Rogue against
Oh,
Pavel.
Rogue.
Yeah, she
right,
destroyed
yeah.
Pavel
She's
with
probably
Rogue.
a
Right? Yeah.
Rogue's good.
It's interesting though that despite the kind of Innovate nerf, like Druid is just thriving anyway.
It's got some good cards.
Yeah, and the Jade Druid build Senfglas was playing was actually quite different to the Jade Druid in the previous expansion. There's a lot of new stuff going on there.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I really
Eloise
like
is
branching paths. Like it's because you select 3, right? You can do
Yeah.
it 3 times. That's kind of nuts.
Senfglas,
No, it's 2 times.
Is it 2?
Yeah, but you have still the flexibility.
Yeah, you do it
Like you
two
can armor up twice to heal
Is there
for
a card
12.
that does 3?
No, I played it a
Am I
lot.
just making stuff up?
No, I'm not
There's
making
three,
it.
Oh,
op-
I'm
there's
making
3
it.
options.
Oh, there's 3 options.
Oh,
but
it's
2
3
times.
options
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
pick
yeah.
twice.
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Rewind them back.
So it's gain 6 armor, draw a card. Oh, there we go.
I also
I'll give you
think
minus +1 attack.
Dragon Dude has been really good for Druid.
Dragon.
The 2/4.
The Dragon Hatchet.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
It also
He's
makes
awesome.
Barnes better in Druid.
Yeah.
Senfglas is good at gaining mana crystals.
This swashbuckler from Eloise sucks. Well, it's kind of like an okay Tar Creeper if you look at it that way,
Yeah.
because it's never going to attack unless
Yeah.
there's another swashbuckler that generates Eloise armor somehow. But it still does the role of a Tar Creeper in that it defends your other aggressive cards. So it's
It can
not
protect
horrendous, but
the
it's
fletchling that is not in the deck, most likely.
it'll be fine. Protects the deckhands.
Huh.
Oh, there's no swipe in the deck.
No, swipe it.
So-
Seventh deck.
Oh.
It's very slow at swipe. Eloise isn't.
Have you seen Swipe Store from Senf?
Yeah.
From Senfglas, yes.
Guy was just not listening to us, Jackie.
Yeah, have you been sleeping
I
this
was,
whole
I know. One of the
You're, like,
last
drifting
turns,
in and out.
One of the last turns in the last game, I was like, Senf has swipe and hero power. That's 7 from hand. Wait, does he run swipe?
I think you just go into your own little world sometimes, Gary.
Cool story, bro.
I just can't pick up the British accent, that's why.
Yeah. Senfglas looks like he's going to draw some cards here.
Oh, there we go, confirmed.
Drawing some more cards.
Arcane Intellect.
And choosing not to play the Jade Idol to set up for a really nice spreading plague next turn. I like it. If he plays the Jade Idol, Eloise can trade some minions off and it'll make spreading plague weaker.
Is this the turn where you just jam the Ironwood?
It probably is. I think going with, like, you got to expect spreading plague, right? You don't think you want to go.
The problem is Swashbuckler is just like, well, if you get something for 3 mana, okay, but it's probably not going to do much anyway. So.
Oh wow, that is an amazing top deck by Senfglas, the Arcane Tyrant, to go with the spreading plague.
As if spreading plague was OP enough, it also generates an additional 4/4. Guess Eloise is just going to start trying to set up the best kind of bone mare she can. If she gets to it, Hadronox. Maybe that's come straight from a druid deck. I don't know.
I mean, that will bring the 3/6 back.
Which should then bring the tiger back. Crazy combo.
I mean, unfortunately, she played both Swashbuckler, so she can't possibly get... Right, there's like no way. Could she get some...
Unless the Swashbuckler lives, then she shadow steps.
Yeah, but that's like pretty optimistic.
Well, you said there's no way,
yeah.
And you lied. It's like there is in fact a way, Gareth.
Okay, this Swashbuckler surviving is very optimistic.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not looking good for Eloise. Spoilers.
Spoilers. Oh, interesting backstab. So she's expecting that to have to trade into the 3/6.
Another tyrant. Oh, no air 5 mana to get it done now. Not going to be free this turn. As you said, swipe and then double idol. Not too bad.
Not too bad at all.
Senf rightly identifying that going unlimited Jades isn't really what's going to win in this matchup. Wants to get the ball control.
Sonya.
I love that card.
Oh. You can use it with Sassy Deckhand. I like that a lot.
If only there was a Corridor Creeper.
It's a really cool turn.
Sonya never skips leg day.
God, just tuned into Satan's stream the other day and his nickname for
What?
It's not something I'm going to repeat. Even at SeatStory.
Yeah, I mean, Senfglas is kind of running out of cards. I'm trying to look at the positive.
Well, it's a stretch.
There's no ultimate infestation in the head, okay?
Yeah. One turn too late, I feel. If Eloise could have just got, Deckhand Bowmare down this turn, then, do again the turn after. If everything was just one turn slower, Eloise could have potentially fought back. But I think this is just a little bit too
Yeah, it
quick.
started off with the spreading plague and then
it
just snowballed from there.
just OP.
He also had the elemental on top of it.
Spreading Plague's just OP. Should be 1/3s.
It is. I'm actually really interested to know if Eloise played 1 or 2 in her druid list. We'll never know.
Well, according to Gary, she's playing 50-card deck, so she probably plays 2 of everything. And that's going to be it. Senfglas does take the win. And this was the winners match in this group. So